Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news. Renewed Hormuz attacks are raising oil prices and interest rates today, not helped by a pullback in tech stocks. But first up today, there was another dairy auction overnight, a full one with new season volumes returning. But this one came in sharply lower, down 4.9% in US dollar terms, although only down 2.5% in New Zealand dollar terms. Among the results, there was a notable 4.4% fall for whole milk powder, a 7% fall for skim milk powder, a 5% fall for butter, and a large 12.3% fall for cheddar cheese. A few of the minor categories gained. But these falls were larger than the futures market was pricing in, so you have to say they are larger than expected. While the new lower levels aren't that special in the longer perspective, the speed of the falls is concerning, and analysts will be reassessing their payout forecasts. In the US, the Real Clear Markets TIPP Economic Optimism Index rose in July to a better-than-expected level, but it's still well below the average over the past year and below its long-term norm. Meanwhile, American consumer inflation expectations rose when a small dip was anticipated. It is now at 3.7%, its highest since September 2023, and is rising even though expectations for lower petrol prices are included in these results. The weekly private jobs growth report, monitored by ADP, shows a small rise last week than they've had recorded in the past 15 weeks, since mid-March in fact. And the trend has been down for 7 straight weeks now. This is consistent with the easing that the official non-farm payrolls report showed for June. And the US Logistics Managers Index rose again in June to its highest level since March 2022, driven by 3 factors: anticipation of more tariff action from Trump, stockpiling to get ahead of inflation, and an expectation that the end-of-year retail season will be normal. US exports weakened in May and imports rose at the same time in a broader trade result that includes both goods and services, delivering a sharp rise in their deficit and their highest in over a year. This result matched the recent report of merchandise trade, but brings their services trade into the picture. Meanwhile, Canada reported rising exports and stable imports to give them a larger trade surplus in May. And China said its foreign exchange reserves dipped slightly in June from their unusually high May levels. Part of this was due to a retreat in the gold price. But their central bank continued its gold buying streak for a 20th month, with reserves reaching 75.5 million troy ounces by June's end, up from just under 75 million in May. China's excavator sales are rebounding, up by more than a third in June from a year ago, driven by major projects. And new data out yesterday paints a much improved picture for Japanese household spending in May, as households started to get their mojo back. And don't overlook that this was in the middle of the Trump-Gulf War uncertainties. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.54%, up 6 basis points from this time yesterday. And the price of gold has slipped to $4,146 an ounce, down $13 from yesterday. Silver's now at just under $61 an ounce, down $1.50. And oil prices are up $2 from yesterday at just under $70.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is now just on $74 a barrel. Hormuz transits have picked up sharply despite the renewed uncertainties, with 27 crude oil product tankers exiting over the past 24 hours, but only 18 entering for new loads. Interestingly, all this comes as attacks on ships in transit become daily events, so the rise in oil prices isn't surprising. Red Sea activity near Yemen has fallen again to even lower levels, on added risk there too. And the Kiwi dollar is down 10 basis points from this time yesterday at just on 56.9 US cents. Against the Aussie were little changed at 82 Australian cents. Against the euro were also little changed at 49.8 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just on 60.7, which is down 10 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $64,063 and up 0.8% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest, though, at just under plus or minus 1.3%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. do this again tomorrow.